Hey everyone, we are back. We're going to have another look at my TRX4m. I know I said in the last video that it would probably be the last time we'd be looking at it on video, but I did have someone reach out to me and ask, how much does your TRX4 weigh after all of that INJORA brass that you've installed? So very good question, so let's have a look. So first of all, a stock Defender weighs about 520 grams. Now I haven't weighed mine, but I did find a few YouTube videos, and here's a quick screenshot from one that shows about 520 grams, 522 grams stock. So before I weigh mine, let's just quickly refresh everybody on what I've got on mine as far as aftermarket parts or brass parts, and then we'll do a real-time weigh-in and see what the difference is. So first, it's a Defender. For the most part, the body is stock. I've got the Pro Light kit installed. I've got the light bar kit installed. And I also have the tow hooks on front and rear. What I will also say is that I've got a stock Defender spare tire put on there. So I took off that little cheap plastic cover, and now there is one of the stock wheels and tires. So that maybe will add a couple of grams above the little cheap plastic wheel cover, but probably not very much. So let's just take this off, and then we'll have a closer look on what's going on underneath here. So as far as aftermarket parts, let's start from the bottom. So I've got the 1-inch beadlocks, all brass, with the INJORA all-terrain tires. And then coming underneath, I've got the front differential cover, I've got the brass steering link, I've got brass C-hubs and the steering knuckles. And I also have, which you probably can't see very well, the 6mm brass hex. So that's 1 millimeter wider than stock. I've got the INJORA 11 kilogram servo with the brass servo mount. And then underneath, I've got the high clearance links. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, there is nothing. Oh, and of course, the 53mm shocks with the stock springs from the original Traxxas springs. I've got the brass shock ends, if you can see that there, and the brass spring retainer. And then finally, I've got a brass rear differential cover. And just of note, I'm using Traxxas 30 weight shock oil. Whether that makes a difference on how much the whole thing weighs, not really sure. So for sure, that's everything I've got. I don't think I've missed anything yet. So let's put the body back on and weigh this thing. So I'll turn on the scale, let it zeroize here. There we go. So put it on upside down because that's the best way to do it. 814 grams. So 522, 814. So almost 300 grams worth of extra grams worth of brass stuff on there. And I will say it drives really nice. I love the suspension. Still articulates really well. And I find that it climbs a lot better over complex obstacles with all that much more weight and lower center of gravity. So there you go. Almost 300 grams worth of INJORA brass installed. Thanks very much for that question, and I hope to see you in the next video.